What's up, friends and fam? So before the video starts, I just want to mention that I get into some pretty deep topics and deep thoughts of mine as the video goes on. So if you want to hear my honest thoughts about being a musician and some of the struggles that I go through, then listen all the way through and enjoy. What's up, friends and fam? My name is David Cola and I play the drums. I've been thinking about this for a while, for the past couple weeks, but I really want to do an honest update. Because now it has been about 6 to 7 months that I've been living in LA. I just wanted to do an honest update about how everything is going as a musician in Los Angeles, California. Now, the whole reason why I vlog and the whole reason why I do these videos and update is to share my journey and my path and sort of my road to becoming a professional musician. And I'm documenting this all so literally one day I can show you guys all literally a video of me playing drums after 1 month of picking up the sticks. And hopefully one day showing you a video of me playing some crazy arena or some crazy large festival with 100,000 people. That's my honest goal, and that's like the thing that I'm trying to document. I just want to show the path of how to become a professional musician. And of course, along this path, there's a lot of struggles and there's a lot of hardships and there's a lot of things that I've started to learn and have learned on my journey. I don't want to just put on this front that everything is great all the time. Of course, there's so many great moments, but there's also a lot of struggles and a lot of things that I don't really talk about on the camera, and that's what I want to do. I just want to be as open and honest as possible about this entire journey from start to finish. There's a lot of ups and downs, but we're gonna get into that. Okay, so we're gonna start on a positive note. We're gonna start on a really high and a really big step for me. So basically, if you guys follow my vlogs, you've seen me play with a girl named Jackie Foster. And what we did was we did like a fly date in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I recorded that, and then we're running backing tracks. It was the running backing tracks video. And now I knew beforehand that my friend Rhett Randolph was gonna play for Jackie at Lollapalooza. And so the crazy thing that happened was right when we landed in Utah, I got a text from Rhett saying, "Hey, can you call me?" And now Rhett and I go back all the way from Berkeley, and we're like best buds. And so basically, I call him up while I'm still on the plane, and I'm literally Jackie sitting right next to me. Rhett was like, "Hey, so I got this touring gig, and I won't be able to do Lollapalooza with Jackie. Would you want to do it?" And it was pretty funny because Jackie was literally right next to me, and he didn't know that. And I was just like, "Hey, Jackie, can I play Lolla with you?" And she was just like, "What?" After communicating with each other and figuring everything out, they asked me to play Lollapalooza with them. So if you don't know what Lollapalooza is, it's a big festival. It has a lot of amazing artists that I love play there every single year, and they do this festival all around the world in several different places. And so the exciting news on a very high positive note is that I'm playing my first major festival. So I'm gonna play with Jackie Foster at Lollapalooza, actually this upcoming week in Chicago, which I'm super stoked about. And now the crazy thing is that like Ariana Grande is like playing Lollapalooza as well. So there's like huge level artists and everyone in between, and I'm so stoked regardless. Yeah, this is a really exciting experience for me, and there's a lot of things on my plate as far as like running backing tracks, and this is just a huge experience for me, not only as like a drummer and playing festivals and stuff like that, but also just everything behind the scenes as far as like putting together a great show for all the people at Lollapalooza. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'm also excited to vlog this entire process and sort of vlogging everything that's going into this show that we're doing. It's literally a 30-minute set, but there's so much work being put in by literally so many people to make this happen. So that's a positive thing, is that this is going to be a great learning experience. This is my first sort of major festival, and it's really thrilling. It's exciting, and I'm honestly genuinely excited, and I've already learned a lot these past couple weeks, and I've been working on this a lot and thinking about all this different stuff with Jackie and Ethan and Gray, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. So that's been like literally this past month is just thinking about all this stuff slowly but surely, and especially this past 2 weeks just really starting to put this stuff together. Because obviously I want to do the best job I can, and I really want Jackie to shine, and I really want to help her put on the best performance that she can put on. So yes, I'm stoked, and I'll share all of that and more in the Lollapalooza vlog, which will come in the next couple weeks. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, but I'll leave it at that. But I'm really excited. So I'm playing Lollapalooza, guys. I'm playing Lollapalooza, and I'm hyped. So that's positive. Okay, so I want to take a look, which is something like I could just announce that I'm playing Lollapalooza and just be like, yeah, like I'm stoked, like my life is great, but I want to take it a step back. So yes, I'm playing Lollapalooza with Jackie, and this is like the greatest experience I've probably had in a while. It's like I can share that on Instagram and I can share that on Facebook, but on the other hand, just something to think about is I'm not actually making money by going to Lollapalooza and doing this. Like, so now it's actually Berkeley that's paying for the flights and the hotels and for us to be there and stuff like that, but we're not getting anything on top of that, so I'm not making like a profit or anything from this. So I'm not actually making money that I can put towards rent for this place or my rehearsal space, my lockout. So it's sort of like I'm sacrificing a bit, I guess, for this experience. Of course, to me it's completely worth it for this experience. Like it's an experience of a lifetime that not that many people get to do. But this is just something that I thought I'd share, just be honest. Like, but yes, I did deny gigs for like the past 3 weeks or so, just so I can dedicate my time to Lollapalooza. So because I'm denying these gigs, I'm not making money to pay rent or to pay for my rehearsal space and other stuff like that. So that's like the trade-off. It's like for this experience of a lifetime, I'm trading off like rent and money that I could be making to put towards next month and the month after that and my savings and more. So it's a difficult situation. Well, it's not difficult at all. I'm gonna do it because I think it's completely worth it. And I think that's just something to think about, where maybe some of these artists that are playing these big festivals aren't actually making the money out of it, which is interesting. But that's just something to think about, and that's something that I feel like a lot of people haven't talked about. But that brings us to money. Let's talk about money. So one thing I discovered after 6 to 7 months of living in LA is that it's very expensive here. Everything costs money here. Rent is a lot of money, and my rehearsal space is a lot of money, and insurance and food, and even things like you'd want to think about, like clothes for Lollapalooza, because you have to have an outfit, because like we want to look good, you know. There's lots of stuff that is starting to add up, and it makes it more difficult. Like the fact that I had to register my car, and like the car registration was a lot of money, and car insurance is a lot of money, and health insurance is a lot of money, and it just all adds up. And it's like, yes, I have money saved, but it's still difficult, and I'm still working on it and still trying to basically what I'm trying to do is get to the point where I don't have to take any more money out of my savings, and I can make enough each month so that I can survive and so that I can actually put money back in my savings. So it's a process, and so that's why I also like wanted to bring up Lollapalooza, because it's an experience which is 100% worth it. But that's sort of like the downside of it, is because I haven't like made that much money these past couple weeks just because of that, which makes it difficult. It makes everything difficult. Money is difficult, okay? And this is something my parents always told me that I would start to figure out when I moved out of their basement. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I didn't have to worry about when you live in your mom's basement or in your dad's house, and it's difficult. That's basically it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's difficult. But I feel like I've grown a lot this past 6 months, 7 months, and I'm still confident in myself. It's not like I'm gonna give up or anything. I'm gonna make it work. Like, and this is it. Like, this is the point where it's just like, I have to make it work by any means possible, so I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. And as I am going through this process, I think that's just it. Like, it's just time to grow up. And this is like the whole thing that I want to share. Is just like, this is it. Like, this is the journey, and this is the stuff that I'm learning along the journey. So yeah. Yeah, as much as I post crazy stuff and with all my gear and cool stuff on Instagram, like that doesn't mean that like everything is like going 100% great. And I'm not saying that I'm not doing great, because I'm completely stoked and happy about life, but of course there's struggles and there's still things that I'm trying to learn. That's all I'm trying to get across. I know that's like a very touchy topic, and it's a very touchy thing to talk about. but I don't mean for this to come across as like, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed, and this is too difficult, I can't do it. No, like, Like this is fine. I'm just learning, and it's just sort of like it's time to step up to the plate and take the best swing I got and see what happens. For making baseball references now, you know, it's like it's a lot, and I'm learning. I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. And, you know, making money as a musician can be difficult at times because what I've learned, especially about making money as a musician, is a lot of things and so many things in the industry are so last minute. Like literally, I get called for gigs the day of, to the day before, to 2 days before, and that's like what I rely on in some part. Like of course I'm pulling from different sources of revenue, but that's one big source of income is just random gigs, and so it's hard to rely on that, which is it's difficult, and that's what I think a lot of people are scared of in the music industry, is because it's sort of unstable like that, the instability of it basically. So basically I know that it's almost like something I can't rely on every single month for a source of revenue, but like it comes, like it definitely comes, like random gigs or a random call from a friend like, hey, can you do this gig tomorrow for $100, $150, $200, something like that. And that will come up out of the blue. Or like a friend will be like, hey, can you shoot B-roll, like shoot video, like behind the scenes video stuff for the shoot tomorrow morning? And it's like, yeah, I can do that. And that's like random stuff like that will just come up randomly. And I think that's one thing that really does make it difficult as a musician, especially living in LA or just trying to make it anywhere in the world as a musician. Like, it's hard to rely on that. It's hard to rely on the fact that you're gonna get a call that will give you money in your pocket so that you can pay rent and pay for food. I think that's another tough thing about being a musician, and that's something that I've realized is like stuff like that exists, but it's hard to wait till like the last minute and just sort of hope that something like that will come up so that you can put money towards rent. So that's difficult, but that's why I always try to pull from different sources of revenue to sort of make it work. So like, for example, like lessons, like I post about lessons a lot. Like if you look at my description right now, it says, do you want private lessons? Because I offer private lessons via Skype and in person here in LA. You could go online and book it right now. It's a shameless plug. But yeah, it's like, that's another source of income that I rely on more so than gigs, because I feel like I can pull from my audience more so to make money like that so I can pay for food. And that's another source of income. Another big source of income for me is YouTube. And so like the cruise ship videos did really well this past month. And so I'm so sorry for putting 3 ads in the Life as a Cruise Ship Musician video, but those 3 ads are providing another source of income for me so I can pay off my rent, stuff like that. That's another source of income other than just gigs and lessons. And another pretty stable one in the music industry, which is what I was told like when I was in school and stuff, but I didn't really see it until I got out here, are churches. Playing at church. That's the most stable gig you can probably find as a musician in LA. From my personal experience right now, it's just like a regular gigging musician. Playing at church. So what are you doing on Sunday mornings at like 6 a.m. to noon? I doubt you're playing a gig unless it's like some bossa nova, jazz, standard brunch gig. But other than that, I doubt that you're playing at 6 a.m. every Sunday. So why not play at church? So I've talked about this in a previous update video, but I actually have been playing at E-Man's church. And I've been playing there a lot now, and they keep calling me back, so that's a good thing. And so, like, even next month, like, they just booked me for 3 weekends in a row. So, like, great, like, that's another source of revenue every single weekend that I can put towards rent and my rehearsal space and food and everything else that I need to pay for. So that's another source of revenue. And I think the biggest thing is, like, as a musician that's trying to make it, is finding these different sources of revenue that you can pull from to make it work. So like, for example, I'm trying to create more sources of revenue so that I can make more money so I can keep paying for this apartment, and I can keep paying for my rehearsal space, and I can pay off my credit card. Like, it's difficult. That's what's making it more difficult, is finding these different sources of revenue to make this work. Or even if I have to, I can drive Uber, or I can do Postmates or DoorDash or something like that. But yeah, this is like the stuff that I'm thinking about now. It's like, how can I make enough money to survive without taking money out of my savings? And that's where I'm at. It's a difficult thing. It's a difficult topic to talk about, but I might as well, that's just what I want to do. I just want to be open about this 100%, because this is my journey and this is me documenting it and putting out for the world to see, to show you that even though I'm doing all this crazy stuff and playing like Lollapalooza and stuff, like this is all stuff that's in the back of my head when the camera's off and when I'm not, like, this is the stuff that I don't post on Instagram or post on Facebook. And I think it's just time I'd be honest, because that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna do it. So I'm being honest. And of course you could say like, oh David, like you can live in an apartment with 10 people and save a lot of money, which is true. You could share a rehearsal space with someone else. That is very true. There's lots of stuff I could do to save money like that. But for me, it's like, this is something that I've wanted forever, and now I'd rather put in the work to make it work than to sort of take a step back at this point. And seriously, like after working on a cruise ship for 2 years and literally living in a room the size of my closet with another person, it's like, I want my space, and I'm happy I have my space, and I don't want to give up my space. So I'm gonna put in the work necessary so I can keep living here. And same goes with my rehearsal space. Like, it was a pain in the ass when I had my parents upstairs and it was past 10 o'clock and they're getting headaches and I couldn't play drums anymore. And now I'm just happy to have my own space where I can go in and play drums whenever the hell I want. So I'm gonna keep that, and I don't want to have to share it with anyone, so I don't have to worry about anyone else's schedule. So if I have to come in last minute to practice for an audition or something like that, then I can, and I don't have to worry about anyone else being there and any inconvenience like that. So there are a lot of ways to save money, and I'm sort of picking, I guess it's the more difficult route of just making it work as it is, because I enjoy it and I like it. And I like my own bed without having to talk to people if I don't want to talk to people. If I just want to talk to my camera all day, I can. Okay? Yeah. Not just saying that I'm just like a money-hungry human or anything. I'm just enjoying my life. I'm just floating, okay? I'm just floating, doing my thing. Alright, I feel like that just took like a dark turn. So, let's talk about another positive. Okay, life update. I gained weight, which is a negative, but I'm back on the health grind and I'm starting to lose weight. So over the past, I think it's been about a month now, I've lost 10 pounds, which is great. So I'm back and I'm being healthy. And the reason I'm telling you that is now you can all keep me accountable for it. Now that I'm saying that I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna get healthier, like now I have to do it because I'm telling you, okay? So yeah, we're back on the health grind. I'm losing weight, guys. We're doing it. I know, a little personal, but it's okay. Fuck it. Yeah, friends and fam, I'm just sort of ranting at this point, so bear with me. Like, this is a 6-month update talking about my struggles and positive stuff. But one thing that I do want to talk about though, so I talked about a lot of negatives in this video already, a lot of struggles and a lot of things that are sort of in the back of my mind as I'm doing all this stuff and trying to make it. One thing that sort of came up to me recently was I was going through my notes in my phone and I just saw one note that said 2019 yearly goals, and I was looking at it and it really opened my eyes to a lot. So basically, I'm gonna pull it up right now, my year goals of 2019, and I made this like Christmas of 2018. So I was going into 2019, I was about to move to LA, there's a lot of stuff going on, and these were the goals that I wrote down. Now the biggest takeaway that I've seen from looking at my yearly goals compared to the 6 to 7 months that I've experienced of 2019 is that I am killing it. Like, I am over succeeding everything that I set out to do, and that sort of opened my eyes a lot and made me think about a lot of stuff. So like the biggest thing was like moving to LA, like finding a place to live, like getting health insurance and getting car insurance, getting my own rehearsal space, catching up with friends and figuring out different sources of income, getting a church gig, doing cover gigs, playing bigger shows and playing with different artists such as Jackie Foster, finding different sources of revenue. Oh, and here's the best part. So I was like, at that point, I forget where I was as far as like follower wise on social media and Instagram and YouTube, but my goal was by the end of 2019 to hit at least 25,000 followers on Instagram. And right now it's July of 2019 and I'm at 45,000. So something I didn't expect. And my biggest goal, which I didn't think I was gonna hit, was 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. You check it right now, as I'm making this video, it's at 23,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that is just something that just sort of blew my mind for a second. Like, that's where I was looking towards. Like, that was like my year goal, was to get that far. And that's something that I didn't expect, and that has done very, very well. And I've sort of over succeeded, I guess, in that category, and it's just sort of shocking, and I'm just very happy and I feel great about it. And it sort of made me take a step back, because it's like every time I look at it, it's just like, oh, like it would be good to have even more, but I didn't think about it from this perspective. And I'm just very thankful and feel very positive about everything that I've learned and all the growing that I've done over these past 6 to 7 months. And I feel like, in a sense, I was putting a lot of stress on myself, because I always felt like I was never doing enough, where like, to me, to 2018 David, I'm like killing it. Like, I'm doing better than I expected. And so I think the biggest thing is just like, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. I've grown a lot, and I've grown even faster than I would have imagined, not only on social media, but just in general as a human, and just living on my own and stuff like that, and just freaking becoming an adult. Like, I've come a long way already. Of course, I still have so much to learn and so much to do, but thus far, I'm happy, and that's a very positive thing. And it was just good to take a step back and sort of look back and sort of be like, oh, like, that's where my mind was at then. And like, as of like 2 days ago, my mind was just like, I'm not doing enough. I'm sort of freaking out a little bit. Like, I need to do more. But it's like, okay, like, I'm on a steady path, and I'm even further ahead of that path now. So I just need to keep doing what I'm doing and take my time with it and not freak out. Just keep going and enjoy this journey. And I think that's something that I forget about. It's just like, I just have to enjoy this journey. Because as much as I want to get to the end goal of everything and do all that, it's right now that is important. Like, this is the fun part, I feel like. Because this is like the process. And this is just like where all the growth is happening, and I think it's just good to take a step back and enjoy everything that I do have right now in this moment. And this is getting really deep, but yeah, that's how I feel. Gosh, I'm turning into an emotional YouTuber. So yeah, that was a hella rant. But yeah, I'm happy I crushed my goals for 2019 already, and I've already set new goals for the rest of 2019 and beyond. Well, I guess now I can just talk about my goals now, and you guys can also keep me accountable for that. So my goals now for either the end of 2019 or just beyond that, let's just say within the next year or so. I want to have a touring gig. Like, I think that's the biggest goal. It's just like, I want to tour with an artist, and I want to travel again, and I want to go around and play drums for different people every night, and that's what I want. That's a goal. Okay. I want to keep being healthier. I want to keep losing weight, and I want to change a lot of my image and stuff like that. It's another goal. Ooh, merch. I want to improve merch, and I want to expand on this. What do you guys think of Franz and Fam? Do you think I should keep pushing it? Maybe a new design? I don't know, but this is the stuff that I'm thinking about right now. It's like, maybe that could be cool. I want to continue to grow my YouTube. I want to continue to grow my Instagram. Basic one. Of course, like, more sources of revenue, which is a good thing. Something I need to think about immediately. Yeah, other than that, I think it'd be cool to have like sponsored or like endorsements with like Coca-Cola, because I think that'd be cool. I have a lot of cool ideas if I was ever to partner with Coca-Cola, because, you know, like, my last name's like actually Cola. So I think that could work out really well. Or Chipotle, I really like Chipotle. It's one of my favorites, okay? But yeah, this is one hell of a rant, and yeah, that's basically my yearly goals, or like next yearly goals, or whatever, future goals. These are my future goals, and I think it'd be cool. So if you guys want to keep me accountable and check in 6 months whenever I do my next update video and see how I did. But yeah, I don't know if you guys even care about what I'm saying, or that the fact that I'm sharing this, but maybe this is for me. I just want to document this myself so that one day I can look back and be like, oh, so that's where my mind was at. And I think this would be good. Yeah, so maybe if you didn't know like what life as a musician was like, or so maybe if you didn't know like where my mind was at as far as being a musician in LA, like this is it. Like this is where I'm at right now. Lots of stuff going on, but lots of exciting things, and I have so many ideas and so many things I want to do for like YouTube, stuff like that I just need more time to do. Yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for listening, and I appreciate you, and I'm very thankful for anyone that cares about what I'm doing, all the support everyone's giving me, and I'm just very thankful. I'm very thankful for everything I have, and I'm just stoked to see where this journey sort of takes me and where I end up in 1, 2, 3 years, 10 years, 30 years, I don't know. But I think it'll be a good time, and I'm stoked. And for now, let's get hype about Lollapalooza. So I hope you guys are excited for that vlog, because it should be good. And then I'll talk about Ableton and backing tracks and all the growth I've done with that. It's really exciting. It's really good stuff, okay? So yeah, I apologize if I got a little too negative, but I'm telling you, I'm stoked. I'm stoked about life, and I'm stoked about everything that's going on, and honestly, I've never been happier. So thanks for watching. So yeah, friends and fam, my name is David Cola, and I play the drums, and I'll see you, my friends and fam, later.